our cars, our food, our utilities, our healthcare, our clothing, everything that we need. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name's Arlene. Today is a Sunday morning. I have zero makeup on, and that's okay. I don't mind one bit, as long as you guys don't mind. Today's video is actually inspired by one of my haters on my comments. Not actually a hater of me, so I can't really bash her that bad, but I love my viewers. I love my subscribers even more. You guys know who you are. You've been here since day one. And I love my haters too because they actually inspire ideas for videos like this kind of impromptu, unplanned, unscheduled video. Usually I like to have my makeup on, but why not? I felt inspired, so let's do it. Today, we're going to defend the ragging on dupes by snobby, stuck-up people. I don't want to classify a whole country or region or kind of people under this, because not everyone is like that. But this person seemed like they were French, and they left a comment. I'll see if I can post it up here somewhere so you guys can see, talking about how Americans don't know anything, and I'm correcting their grammar for them, about French perfumery and how they should just stop wearing these awful smelling, cheap, chemical laden, imitations and actually save up their money so that they don't have to spend a fortune on cheap perfumes. Let's talk about that, shall we? Because right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 perfumes where I have the original, the OG, and I have dupes for them. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dupes that I'm not going to waste my money on the original just to prove to myself yet again, based on these others that I have the original and the dupe for, how good these dupes actually are. So with that said, let's get into it. The very first one, this is a French house, right? I think it's French. This is Killian's Love Don't Be Shy. Sorry about my fingerprints there. We're very informal in this house. This is the real deal. The real deal. I spent quite a pretty penny on this perfume. And as you can see, there's hardly a dent in it. Why you say that? Well, it's not because I don't like the perfume. It smells beautiful. But because I also have this. This is Riifs Ciao. And this was a fraction of the price. And you see this dent? Oh, even the juice has the same kind of color. It smells identical. Performs identical. Why did I buy this then? I don't know, maybe because the snobby sort of mindset of people like that commenter kind of get to me and makes me wonder if maybe I'm missing out. Maybe this isn't really that good. Maybe they are kind of stinky and they don't smell as great, or they don't last, or they don't project as good. So maybe I should try to get the real thing because I love this scent so much. I've worn this and I've worn this. They're exactly the same. I don't feel so bad overspraying this. This doesn't last nearly as long anyway. They last about the same. And this is the expensive one, so I kind of feel bad overspraying this one. So I'm gonna let this one sit in my collection since perfumes can last for a long time, and I don't mind going through this. I don't mind blowing through this because of the price that I paid. Another one I have that I have used quite a bit is from Ocha. It's called Sweet Addict, and this is almost gone. This is probably halfway full. Let me see. Yeah, I'm looking at it with the ring light that's behind me. It's filled to about here. Smells the same, performs the same. These companies are legitimate companies. So is this one. So they have to follow the same rules. I think it's the FINRA, F-I-N-R. I don't even remember what it's now. Fragrance industry regulations, I don't know what. To make sure that they're not using harmful chemicals. They're using the actual same oils, perfumers, alcohol, and all the same chemicals that companies like this have to use. Perhaps the only difference, and I think Guerlain is one of the few, if not one of the only houses, maybe Chanel too, I don't even think these people do that they actually derive their scent, like the oils that they get to say, for example, get the smell of iris. They actually use real iris root and they derive the scent out of it versus using a chemical that smells like iris root, which is probably what cheaper houses use. But still, a lot of big, famous, expensive niche companies use the chemical. They don't use the real thing. It's illegal to harvest musk, the real thing, anymore. So they're all chemical. MFK, which is a very expensive house, uses ambroxan, which is a chemical. Okay, you can't get ambergris anymore in the real format. It takes dozens of years, I think, to be able to find the actual ambergris to be able to make that sort of perfume. So let's continue, shall we? Here I have another expensive niche perfume. BDK, Leather Vanille, the real deal. You know what inspired me to get it? Because I thought, oh my God, it smells so good. Something in my head was like, I want the original. Another dupe house. This is Dupe. It's called Leather Vanille. This smells identical. They perform the same. They last the same. They smell the same. Now, why did I justify this purchase? Because this is a 1.1. Let's just say for math's sake, to make it easy, 1 ounce. And I believe it cost, look at that dent. I think it was like $40 if I'm not mistaken. Some of these are $60. That's pretty expensive. Some of these are 30, some of these are 40. I want to say it was like 30 or 40. I want to say it was like 40. So $40 times 3 is $120. I found this on Mercari, 3.4 ounces for $117 plus taxes, shipping, whatever, protection fee. It's the same cost, basically. And I'm getting more juice and of the real brand, which really, honestly, is all just to satisfy your head. It's just to feel like, oh my God, I have a real one. They are the same quality, the same value. It's just that this bottle isn't as pretty, at least not in my opinion, as this bottle. But this company is banking, flying on their jets, living in their multi-million-dollar mansions, and this is probably, you know, a small company that was made by American people who work really hard. And so who do you want to support? It's really up to you. I mean, it feels nice to have the real authentic bottle. It's kind of like it's like a silly mental thing. It's an illusion. It's an illusion, okay? The value is the same though. Next one, Gucci Flora Gorgeous Orchid. I got this pre-loved, used on Mercari for like, I don't remember how much I paid for it. This is a 50 ml. This is a 1.6 50 ml. This from the store, brand new, you're gonna pay $100, I think, maybe a little bit more. And then there's this, Atheeri. At first, I made a video saying that I didn't think they smelled the same, but that's because this one had to get opened up, the air had to get in there. I've even had real, authentic, expensive bottles because of the shipping process. It gets something called bottle shock, where in the beginning, it doesn't smell like how it's supposed to. So I've sprayed it and let it sit, and then it starts to smell. So it's not just a Middle Eastern thing. If you go to a store and you buy this from a box that's been sitting on a shelf for months, the bottle hasn't been disturbed. You bring it home, you open it, it smells perfect. But now have this box thrown into another box, thrown into the back of a truck, shipped across the country under different temperatures, under different shaking and moving circumstances, and they toss that box on your front porch, then you open it, it's gonna smell different. Because I've said this before on this channel many times, just like wine, it's very sensitive to heat, sensitive to movement, sensitive to light. This is why we store them in places where they don't get a lot of light. Right now you see a lot of light in my room, but I mostly keep this bedroom dark. So all these perfumes are not exposed to sunlight, they're not exposed to heat, they're not under temperature control. And you shouldn't shake your perfume. This is another misconception that I thought was a good idea. Spray it out, shake it. No, you don't need to shake it. You can swirl it, but you don't want to shake it so hard and introduce like air bubbles in there through the atomizer. You don't want to agitate it that much. That's part of what makes them not smell the way they're supposed to when they show up. So it's not just a Middle Eastern thing. Any bottle can smell like that. Identical. $30 to $40, $100 to $120 for this small one. I think the smaller one, the one that's like 1 ounce, it's like half this size, is like in the $98 range. And I think the big full size 3.4 ounce is like almost $200. Smell the same, perform the same sillage, same everything. Next one, we have our beautiful, lovely, ever so popular Burberry Goddess. Cheap plastic cap. Look at the cap, how it just broke. It fell on the floor and it just broke. Excuse me? Oh, I didn't know that expensive designers can also use plastic. And then we have this. Lattafa. To me, I think they're very similar, almost the same, but that's not to say that there's anything wrong with this one. I think this one smells prettier. They both smell very pretty. And look how funny, a metal cap. That's metal, okay? Metal cap. But they smell very similar. They smell very beautiful. This has no less quality or value than this. Same strength, same sillage, everything. This is one that I've had in my collection for a long time. This is Ocha, Love in Rome. And this is already down to, where is it? Where's my fill line? If I can see it. I think it's about halfway. It's about here. And because I love this so much, I really wanted to get more of it, and I wanted the original real thing, because I think this is like 1.7 ounces. Oops. Yeah. So this one is 1 ounce. I should have just got another one of this. I bought this. This is the real deal. It's a plastic cap. Okay. They both have plastic caps. This has 0.7 of an ounce more. And this cost me less money. So why did I buy this? Because the bottle's pretty, I guess. They smell the same. They perform the same. Someone on Fragrantica recently said that this does not smell like this, that this has like a woody deepness that this doesn't have. I can't really speak because I haven't worn this one yet. This is brand new to my collection. But I did put some on my hand when it arrived, and I smelled it and I was like, oh my God, yes, because it's this. So to me, so far, they smell exactly the same. I'll let you know in a future video if they really are the same after the dry down, how they wear, side-by-side comparison and whatnot. But so far, another one that I have here is L'Interdit. L'Interdit. I'm gonna butcher the French language just to make you happy. L'Interdit by Givenchy. Supposedly this was made for, oh, an actress. I forgot the name. The actress, I think, from Breakfast at Tiffany's. And guess what I have that smells identical, performs identical? Fakhar Rose from Lattafa. Identical. This bottle's far more elegant and pretty, and it pays the actual French company, Givenchy. And this bottle pays Lattafa, a Middle Eastern company. It's a little bit more clunky, a little bit more chunky, awkward, less refined and pretty than something like this, but that's really the only difference. One is not laden with chemicals. That one is not. That one is not having a bunch of chemicals that one doesn't. They have the same chemicals. They're made with the same things. Some French companies still make their perfumes in France, but a lot of French companies make their perfumes in the Middle East, in the same places, in the same vats, in the same factories, with the same materials that these are made from. And so because you can't patent a scent, the same people, the same company, the same factory that is hired by the company, the company Givenchy hires those people to create the formula. A designer, a person, comes up with the scent profile, they create it. Once they have a formula, they're like, here's the mathematical formula, go make gallons upon gallons of bagillions of gallons of this stuff. And we're gonna bottle it in a factory. This isn't even a metal cap. This is plastic. Plastic. They buy this stuff from other manufacturers, and then they create certain little logos and they have it printed in a certain way. And because it's this name brand, they charge what they charge. And then this company goes and says, we know how to make that same formula. We can do it. Just like you can buy pot roast at a beautiful French restaurant and pay $600. You're not gonna pay $600 for a pot roast. You pay, $100 for a beautiful pot roast dish. Or you can go to your grandma's house who has, French roots, knows how it's done, and have it for free. And it tastes just the same, if not better. The people who make these perfumes in the factory, not the designer gave the formula to the factory, and the factory's like, oh, that's the formula? Great, we're gonna make it for you because you're paying us to do the job so we can bottle this for you. They already have the information, and then someone else just puts it together and bottles it and gives it a different name and releases it, and it's not illegal. And I think this bothers people who, for some reason, want to vouch for these expensive companies that make a shit ton of money. Because they don't like to see this. They don't like to see that something that is like, they're paying top dollar for. everybody gets to wear at a fraction of the price. So they hate it. And then they say that it smells bad. Some companies may have bad smelling things, but not all companies do. These are the same. Now these, I refuse to buy the originals because these are expensive. They're in the 200 plus. I will never pay more than $180 for a perfume unless I have a niche perfume here that I adore to pieces and there is no dupe for it, and that's why I paid what I paid for it. I think it was like $140 or $150 on the website, but then because it's coming from France and you have to pay, you know, for the what do they call it, the exchange, to change it from dollars, from their money to our money, and the shipping and all that, it turns out to be about $200. And I adore that perfume. Let me just show you which one it is. It's this one. It's called Neroli Blanc Intense. I adore this perfume, and there are a few on Mercari that some people are trying to get rid of, and I consider buying a backup, but I don't want to buy one from Mercari that's already been sprayed out, because once you open it and you spray it, the air's already in it. The aging process has officially begun. You can buy a bottle that is packaged, still enclosed, never been sprayed, and store it for years because the air is not in it yet, so it won't really start to expire as quickly. It will expire eventually, but if you store your perfumes properly, they can last for tens of years, not just 10. They can last more than 10. So once they've been sprayed, it's not going to be as long lasting as one that has never been sprayed. So, and I didn't want to spend the $200 on a backup right now because that I know of, this doesn't have any, I don't know if it's going to be discontinued. I really hope it never is. This is gorgeous. This got me so many compliments, and there's no dupe for it. If I ever find a dupe for it, I'll let you know. This is a beautiful orange blossom Neroli, orange creamsicle, super powerful, slightly green, powdery, delicious, beautiful thing that I learned from Sharita here on YouTube. And I adore this perfume. I adore this perfume, and I spent top dollar for it because I can't find it anywhere else. But what will I refuse to spend top dollar on because I found it cheaper and it is amazing? Talked about this one recently. Vanille Drama from Fragrance World. Now, I'm very sorry that I didn't tell you guys this. I didn't know this, but I'm now realizing I don't think they make this anymore. I think they may have gotten in trouble because this looks almost identical to the real bottle. It's called Vanilla Diorama, and this is called Vanille Drama. The cap looks identical, only on the Dior bottles, the cap has a magnet added to it, so it's magnetic. This one does not. And the bottle of Dior goes all the way down, and it is 100 ml. I think this is like 80 ml. It doesn't really say, I'm not entirely sure. And this has the Fragrance World logo, but because the name, the label, the cap, everything is so similar, including the scent. I can't speak for that because I don't think I've ever tried Vanilla Diorama. But given everything that I've talked about up until now that I have worn, used, and tried, I don't doubt that this isn't gonna feel and smell and last and perform almost exactly the same. Also because I trust people, the goodness and kindness of genuine, normal people. And I've read so many reviews where people are like, this is insane. Like, how is this not a lawsuit waiting to happen? This smells identical and it's practically given away for free. I don't think you can, this is hard to find. I tried like buying it from like a source, like a store. I found this randomly, just kind of like browsing through Mercari perfumes like I tend to do, just for fun. Somebody was selling it. I said, ooh, vanilla. I'm always looking for like a new kind of vanilla. I looked it up on Hergrantica. I read the reviews about what it was gonna be like and everyone's saying how great it was. And I said, okay, I'm gonna pull the trigger. It was 30 bucks. But I think this is hard to find now. There is another one from French Avenue called Zenith Vanilla that is supposed to be similar. Some people say it smells like Fève Délicieuse or like Tonka Cola from Mancera. I think this does have a little bit of similarity to like the whole Tonka sort of perfume, like a Cola Tonka, but not so much, because I do have Frenetic from Emir, which is Paris Corner, which is supposed to smell similar to Fève Délicieuse. But I don't feel like I need to go out, and if I ever have an opportunity to smell the original one, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna be like, yes, score, because I'm not gonna spend $250, $280, $300 when I could buy it for 30 bucks. Now I don't know where to buy it, so now I'm gonna have to cherish this little guy. But another one that I did smell the original, because I tried a sample, is Rifaaqat from Paris Corner. It's supposed to smell like baby cat. Look at that dent. And I bought my second bottle for my backup because I see a huge dent here and I foresee myself going through this relatively quickly. Performs the same, smells the same, although this one did take a long time to macerate. I think I received this like in March or April, and at first it did smell kind of weird. It had a rubber tire kind of Play-Doh, and I remember thinking I kind of don't like this. Either that, it matured, or over the course of all these months, me trying so many perfumes, my nose has evolved and now I can appreciate it. I really can't even be sure because now I'm simply going off of memory. If it just smelled worse and got better, or if my nose was not very refined and is now better. But this is a beautiful, resinous, peppery vanilla that I adore. I have no need to buy babycat for the price. Another one I talked about recently that I've never tried the original, but I'm pretty sure the same way that I spoke about this one and why I believe this would be a great dupe with all my experience with all the other perfumes. This is Velvet Rouge by Fragrance World, and this is duping YSL's Rouge Velours. It smells gorgeous to me. It smells like a Chanel perfume. It's heavy. This looks exactly like that collection from YSL. Beautiful bottle. I think it's the exact same bottle. When you manufacture things, you order and buy the caps, the bottles, the sprayers, the straw, every part that the factory has to put together. They're probably buying the exact same one, unless you have a company like Christian Louboutin that makes their perfumes specifically tailored for their perfumes. They have their bottles specifically made. They don't just mass buy, a common shape bottle. But a lot of these private collections from these designers are like niche house style, niche house quality. And then you have houses like Fragrance World who buy the same exact thing. And this is beautiful. I don't feel the need to buy the original. Another one that they've actually changed the name and the look of the bottle, probably because they were getting in trouble because it's so similar. This is similar to MFK's Gentle Fluidity Gold. This is Biblioteque Gentle Gold from Fragrance World. The bottle looks identical, except it says Fragrance World back here. It has the Fragrance World logo. It looks like it says MFK, right? Maison Fractions Kirktajon. It says Maison Fragrance World. Instead of Baccarat, it says Biblioteque. Even though Gentle Gold doesn't say Biblioteque or Baccarat. But this smells beautiful. Beautiful. And I think I did get a small 1 ml sample of it, and I'm like, well, yeah, smells the same. Smells the same. And it's not going to be made with bad chemicals, because that would be illegal. Berlinetta from Maison Alhambra, duping Biblioteque from Byredo. We all know how expensive Byredo is, right? Just in these bottles alone, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. These bottles alone, oh my God, I don't want to drop them. These bottles alone would have cost, if I had bought the original, over $1,500. $1,500. And they were about $20 to $30 each. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I probably spent just under $200 for all 5 of those. And then this is another one that I've never tried the original, but Sharita, who reviews very expensive niche perfumes, said that this is the closest dupe, so close, like it satisfies her desire for one of her favorite perfumes, Blanche Bête, which is super, super, super expensive. This is Taskine La Terre Divina from Paris Corner. My dent is right about here. I didn't love this at first. It took a lot of me playing with it and trying it out. I still refuse to use it as my day perfume, like my scent of the day at work. I feel like it smells too much like realistic milk and incense. It's one of those that's for me. It's a guilty pleasure. Like it smells so delicious and I enjoy wearing it, especially on a weekend morning at home. Especially, it just reminds me that sweet, milky, it's just a very cozy scent. So I wear it more for home. But I think it's gorgeous. And at first I was like, I'm not so sure this is that great. I also have her confession, and it is nice, but it's a little bit more floral and incense, a little bit less on the milk. This is more milky. So if you don't like the milky factor, you may not like this. The other one's a little bit more floral and incensey. But even Sharita herself has said that her confession got close, but not close enough. Not as good as this. So there you have it. There you have it to all my French perfume snobs who want to rag on dupe and imitation and, you know, inspired by fragrances that are a fraction of the cost for those of us who wake up early in the morning and have to commute and work a long, hard day to earn our paycheck, to pay for our homes, our cars, our food, our utilities, our healthcare, our clothing, everything that we need. We were not born with a silver spoon in our mouth. We were not born with privileges. We've actually had to work hard for everything that we have, work smart, and try to build a life of stability and peace and comfort and harmony. And at the same time, we also deserve to enjoy beautiful things like lovely perfumes. So we're not going to be spending $600-700 on a bottle of designer French perfume when we can spend $30, $40, or $50 on something that smells good enough, similar, and some of them are even almost exact, damn near 1-to-1, 100% exact. And they're made with all the same chemicals, and they're made with all the same products. They just have a different name and a different bottle, and they come from a different company. And that's how we choose to live our lives, because we're not dumb. There's no need to spend that much money. Have a nice day. Hope you guys like this video. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.